Yo, what is going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. So as you can imagine, this video is going to be very serious. It's going to be heavy. We're going to be talking about important topics, given the fact of the events that transpired last night when both Johnny Gaudreau and his brother Matthew Gaudreau were bicycling and tragically struck by a drunk driver, resulting in their passing that was officially announced this morning. So let's get into it. Last night at around 8 p.m. in Salem, New Jersey, Sean Higgins inexplicably got into a car while he was under the influence, was attempting to pass drivers, and as a result, he ended up hitting both Johnny Gaudreau and Matthew Gaudreau from behind. They, of course, both passed away. Johnny Gaudreau leaving behind both a wife, son, and daughter. And for Matthew, he left behind a wife. And let me just say this and be as blunt as possible. If you drink and drive, you are a scumbag. You are an idiot. It is just simply unacceptable in today's society when we have stuff like this happen. Guys that are 29, 31 years old with their entire lives ahead of them, have it just be ruined by some idiot that gets behind a car. In the year 2024, when we have Uber, Lyft, have your friend pick you up, have your family member pick you up. It is absolutely insane that people still get behind the wheel. They think that they're not drunk enough. That's the other thing. In America, it's 0.08. Should be like 0.04. You should not, anything over like one drink. Why the fuck are you driving? The sad thing is, in New Jersey, I believe that the laws are pretty light on this, and it's only a 10-year sentence. This scumbag should get 25 plus years. Again, a 29-year-old, a 31-year-old that had their entire lives ahead of them just got it completely taken away by this jackass. Secondly, with this scenario, and there's been no reports that the Gaudreaus were not wearing helmets, so I'm not trying to insinuate anything, but when it comes to riding a bicycle, I urge you also so greatly to just put on that helmet. I understand that helmets are not the most stylish things. You might get clowned on by your friend, but guess what? If you, God forbid, get into an accident, it can genuinely save your life. I have a personal story with helmets and bicycles. A family member of mine, when we were in Block Island, back, I believe it was in 2014 or 2015. He was going downhill on a windy road. He ended up hitting something, falling off his bike, flying, going 25, 30 miles per hour. He had his helmet on. He fell on his elbow. Helmet, both of the helmet and the elbow absorbed the contact. His elbow got absolutely shattered. But for the most part, his cranium, what matters the most, was intact. It probably saved his life because he wore a helmet. Just put the fucking thing on. Again, I'm not saying if the Gaudreaus were or were not wearing helmets. Doesn't matter. Put the fucking helmet on. Now, getting back to the Gaudreaus, fuck that drunk driver, wear your helmet. But when getting back to the Gaudreaus, there is an outcry of love for the Gaudreaus on social media right now, and rightfully so, considering the fact Johnny Gaudreau always seemed like one of the best humans, both on and off the ice. As well as Matthew, who maybe didn't have as successful as a hockey playing career, has also been viewed as a fantastic human by everybody that has been in contact with him, and he has been a high school head hockey coach for multiple years and is well regarded. Now, I kind of wanted to be a little bit more lighthearted and go over their hockey careers now, considering the fact just how inspirational Johnny's was, and Matthew as well. He had a fantastic career, and how these guys both far exceeded expectations and were just inspiration. Because yeah, Johnny Gaudreau, 5'9", yet he had this amazing career, and it all started at Gloucester High School, where he had 48 points in 14 games in his junior year. From there, he decided to go to the USHL, where yet again, despite being an undersized guy, he was one of the best players in the entire USHL, having 36 goals, 36 assists for 72 points. Despite that, especially back in 2014, scouts still cared about height for some goddamn reason, and as a result, he fell to 104th to the Calgary Flames. But what does Johnny do after going 104th? He walks on to the Boston College Eagles, plays college hockey, immediately is point per game, and wins the national championship in his first year at BC in 2012. By his junior year, not only is he one of the best players in college hockey, he's the best player. He wins the Hobey Baker Award when he has 36 goals, 44 assists, 80 points in 40 games, playing with fellow NHLer Kevin Hayes, and also with his brother Matthew in that season. But no, he won't translate to the NHL because he's only 5'9". fuck that. In 2015, in his rookie year, he has 24 goals, 40 assists, 64 points, finishes third for the Calder, makes the playoffs with the Calgary Flames in his rookie year, and wins their first playoff series in 11 years. And Gaudreau leads the entire Flames in scoring. How does he follow up that amazing rookie year? He has 30 goals, 48 assists, 78 points in 79 games. The following 2 years, he would yet again be very productive, having 61 points in 72 games, and then 60 and 80 in 2017 and 2018. Then in 2019, he has his first breakout superstar year when he has 99 points, finishes fourth in Hart voting. The Calgary Flames win their division for the first time since 2006. Johnny Gaudreau is regarded as a top 20 player in the entire NHL. Another 2 very solid seasons after that, he would have 107 points in 126 games. Then, of course, in 2022, he has his best season of his entire career, one of the best seasons of the last decade, when he has 115 points, finishes fourth in Hart voting for a Flames team that would go on to win the Pacific Division. And of course, he has that legendary goal, one of the most iconic goals of the last decade of Flames history, when he scores the Game 7 OT winner against the Dallas Stars. When talking about Johnny Gaudreau with the Calgary Flames, I think most people probably would agree he is on the Mount Rushmore of Calgary Flames in the 21st century, being probably Jerome McGinley, Kiprusoff, Giordano, and Gaudreau. However, being the family man, just great person overall that Johnny Gaudreau is, he decides he wants to be a little bit closer to his family. He wants to be back in America and decides to sign a massive deal, setting up his family for generations, signing a 7-year deal at $9.75 million with the Blue Jackets. Before the 2022 season, he had his first child, his daughter, Noah. And then he would go on to have a very solid first season with 74 points, 60 points this season. And during this season, he had his first son, Johnny. When looking at the most iconic players of the last 10 years, he's truly up there when looking at the nickname Johnny Hockey, the kind of flair and swagger that he brought to the game, and being the face of the franchise for the Calgary Flames and for the Columbus Blue Jackets the 2 years that he was there. He made such an impact on both franchises that he played in, both on and off the ice. Now, when looking at Matthew, he played similarly to his brother, was also a 5'9" forward. Unfortunately, he went undrafted, but then attended Boston College, where he got to play with his brother in 2014. And then he was actually, by 2017, a darn good college hockey player, having 35 points in 40 games. From there, he would mostly play in the ECHL, but he did get some AHL run with the Bridgeport Sound Tigers and the Stockton Heat. Bridgeport Sound Tigers, of course, being the New York Islanders AHL team. And just seeing on my timeline the amount of Islanders people that talked about how good of a person Matthew was and just how genuine he was, it checks out, given the Gaudreau family, considering what we know about them. And then after the 2021 season, and in 2020, he was like a point-per-game player in the ECHL. He decided to retire playing professionally, instead opting to return to his home area and coach the Gloucester hockey team, the team that Johnny Gaudreau and Matthew both played for, giving back to his community instead of, say, like just starting a different career. He decided he wanted to help the next generation of South Jersey hockey players, giving back to his community. So yeah, it's devastating, man. Not only what these guys did on the ice, but also off the ice. They were great ambassadors, just great humans overall. And they're going to be missed. They should be honored. The NHL, the Blue Jackets, should dedicate this entire season basically to Johnny and his brother Matthew, considering the absolute titans of the game they were. So yeah, I guess my advice / takeaways for this, and don't listen to me, I'm kind of an idiot, but when looking at it, first off, don't drunk drive, but I know that anybody that watches me isn't a total idiot and doesn't drunk drive. Wear a helmet always, and just reach out to your loved ones. Tell them that you love them. Tell them that you appreciate them. If you have any small little squabbles with your family, fucking resolve that shit. This life is so small. You're not gonna, you can't hold a grudge forever. People in your life are just so important, and treat them as such. And I'll be seeing you in the next one.